Okay, I should be recording audio. Get back over on desktop one. I got my video camera. I need to adjust the angle. Yeah, there we go. Peace. Okay, so hello there. Welcome to the channel. I'm Dennis. In this video, we're going to go over some things that I've learned using OpenBSD. OpenBSD 7.0. And I should have increased the size of that before I run NeoFetch so we can get the entire graphics card in here. GPU SDRI HD graphics. OpenBSD 7. It's got 529 installed packages. The KSH or K-Shell. XFCE desktop. Alright, so I've installed OpenBSD on this machine using the EFI. Let's see if I can tell that real quick. Go here, file system, see if it actually marked one. Oh, nope, it didn't. Here's the system resources, by the way. And I've got FFmpeg and AUCAT running, screencast in other words, and I've been doing a few things here and there, so it's all over the place right now. Anyway, I installed it on here, or installed OpenBSD 7.0 on this computer running EFI mode. In case you didn't know, this is how you upgrade the system. syspatch as root, pkg_add-u updates all the packages, and you can just say one package. You can indicate like Audacity, for instance. So here it would go space and then Audacity, and it'll check that package for any updates. I've installed a lot more than this. I went through the install of OpenBSD on YouTube video, so if you want to see how I installed it, welcome to watch that video. Added myself to some groups. I do use the Xeno Desktop Manager to log into XFCE. And I actually did not even use or install sudo. I'm using strictly doas. All right, so that was finished. Let's see, as of yet this date, the package manager, package_mgr manager, a graphical package manager for OpenBSD is still not available. I've heard through grapevine that they're still working on it, maybe. All right, so upgrade the system. We'll just do that. I did find, if you go to a terminal and you just type in alias, you'll get their aliases that are already in here. And this one right here caught my eye, history. If you're running in a terminal and you're doing repetitive commands over and over, and you want to go back, sometimes you have to arrow key back until you can find it. Otherwise, you can just type in FC-L, and it's going to tell me no history yet. FC-L. No history. I thought that was pretty nice. And stop kill, that's the way you kill anything that's running that you want it to stop. That's pretty nice. Like I said, this is a couple web links on doas. I'll make sure they get in the links, or probably as titles somewhere. And I will be doing all the audio and the video editing on OpenBSD 7. Now we're getting ready to do an upgrade, and I've already started taking notes, and I'll have these links in the description, or I might wait until the upgrade actually comes in. I think it's expected by May 1st or thereabouts. Let me go back to my notes here. If you want to just test doas, here's a pretty nice command. I got nano on the end of this, but it could be vim or vi. And it'll tell you that my doas.conf file has permit and no pass. Okay, so that was my old install notes. And I'm getting ready for the upgrade here. Here's some more commands. The one I use not frequently, but I do use it probably every other day, is pkg_check, and it's checking the consistency of the installed packages. And to get info is package_info -Q and then whatever you're looking for. You can see the man pkg add and get a lot more details. I listed a few here. If you just run pkg info without any arguments, you'll get a whole list of everything that's installed specifically. Here you can use the grep command and specify a package. Here in this command, it would look for everything listing a screen. Let's run that. I'm going to try to, I got a lot to cover here. I'm going to try to cover it all, or as much as I can anyway. All right, so anything that said the word screen, screensaver, screen shooter, timeout, periodical screen locker panel. So that's how that works. If you wanted to show all the currently installed packages, -A, lowercase a for currently installed packages. But if you only want to see the packages that you've installed, pkg_info -lowercase m. And this will run through and give you a good list of everything that you've installed, or in this case, I've installed. That's a nice command right there. Okay, so when you first boot into your in XFCE, now I can't speak for GNOME or KDE or any other desktop. I can just speak for XFCE. When you first log in, get to your XenoDM, and you'll see a console log is already started, a terminal. And when you log in, it'll be started and running. So this is how you get rid of that. I'll show you what mine does, and it'll be easier to visualize what I'm saying. So we'll make this bigger so it stretches out. There we go. You're looking for the line that says X console. If you'll comment it out, put a hashtag right there in front of that, it will not run this, and you won't see that X log no more. Now, if you want to see what your logs are, you can look it up. You don't have to have that running to find out what your logs are, or go to your log file. All right, doas again there. I run Linus on OpenBSD, and the score was 65, which is not bad. I'd run that on the 9th. Today is the 10th. So that's not too bad. I will say this. I run it on another operating system, and I won't name that system until I actually show it. It runs 62. So I'm not sure what the difference is, but that's still not a bad score from what I understand. I've also been playing around a little bit with mPlayer, a built-in player, and here's a video file. I wonder if that webcam will stay on top of this. Let's run it. FS there means full screen, by the way. Yep, no, I'm not in here. Hit escape to get out of that. But that's the mPlayer, and mPlayer plays, you can do a lot of stuff with mPlayer, I'm finding out. All right, so next thing I want to hit base on is FFmpeg. Without FFmpeg, you don't really have a lot of options to record a webcam. What happened to my webcam? Huh. Start that over again, bad boy. Get back over there. I guess when I run that other command, I shut it off or something. Not sure. Anyway, I've had to do quite a bit of research to figure out how to use FFmpeg, and it's complicated in the way, as complicated as you want it to be, as far as arguments, different things that you want. For instance, when I do my webcam here, this is the command I'm using, and you'll see there's no border, and it's always supposed to be on top. Yep. Input format, MJPEG, and I selected 320, although you don't have to. You can actually run it without video size. we'll get to that real quick about how you tell what sizes are available. Here's all the links, not all the links, but here's a bunch of good links concerning multimedia and AUCAT with FFmpeg and OpenBSD. First thing you're going to have to do if you're interested in running a microphone, you'll have to turn the kernel on. By default, that kernel is not, the audio kernel is not even loaded to record. So you have to record, insert the kernel audio, record equals 1, 1 being on, 0 is by default and it's off. Here you run this command, and then to make it permanent, now this is in that web page. I'm not making this up, or I just discovered this. I just copied and pasted this. To make that permanent, you echo it into your sysctl.conf file. Then you're still not ready to record audio. You have to set a sound flag. And here's the command that you do it. It says SNDIOD may be configured to make sound 0 correspond with the USB device it is connected or to the internal one when it's not. So run this command and then run this one to restart it. So it's using these flags. And here's your command record audio. Now, I'm disappointed with AUCAT in the fact that I cannot find, I found some, I can't find it all, I found some flags that you can include for stuff like compressor or amplitude or gain, those output or input controls. And so far, this is the only command that I use when I do the editing in Audacity. Anyway, that's the only problem I have with that. Here's what I'm using to capture my screen right here. And I'm using this top one right here. It's 1920 by 1080 and the file name. But ultra fast and super fast. Here is ultra fast. It records at 65 feet per second. Super fast, 63 feet per second, or frames per second. And fast is 52 frames per second. Also, if you have a lower CPU, not very powerful, you can record using FFmpeg and lossless. You can use it in lossless mode. And here's a typical command that you could run that would record in a lossless mode, therefore releasing a little bit of the work on the CPU. Here it gives you the definition of what those do. The frame rate. And it also gives you a command here to convert it and make it even smaller. If you're, for instance, going to archive the file on a hard drive, you want to take up as little space as possible, here's a command that you can take that same file and reduce it. Okay, webcam. First of all, your webcam is not owned by the user, and it's off by default. So you have to take ownership of it, and then we'll turn it on, and here's the command to do that. You can use root, or you can use doas. You change owner, and here the example is a cash sign and capital user, and the device is video 0. And we'll get to how I know it's video 0 in a second here. My case, I actually just substituted my name there. I am the user, the sole user. Once I did that, I made the video camera mine, changed the ownership of it. Now we have to load it into the kernel. So sysctl kern.video.record equals 1 for on. To make it permanent, we're going to put that in our sysctl.conf file. Now you're ready to run one of these commands and run your webcam. Before you do those, it'll say missing a JPEG file or something. I forget what the error is, but it won't work. I did find a couple nice commands if you have a webcam or a nice cam that you hooked up to OpenBSD and you want it to record, say, for 45 minutes, 2 hours, 30 seconds. You can actually time it. And here with the argument -t, 120 in this example represents 120 minutes, 2 hours. And you got your video size. You can make it full screen. You can do a lot of things with it. You can use the same command just to run a webcam. So I thought that was neat. So how do you find out? Well, I'm scared to run this now. How do you find out what your video device is? Oh, please don't mess it up. Let's find out. All right, so it says it's busy. It can't even recognize it. But if you'll run that command with video 0 and it says that that device has not been configured, then you need to change it to video 1. Now, so far, video 0 was by default. I didn't have to change that. But you may have to change it in your case. If I plugged another video camera in, say on the other side of me, I might have to do both video 1 and 0. That's how you determine, and it'll show the results. It'll show you all the resolutions that are available on your device. It'll show you what controls are available on your device. So in my case, I have brightness, contrast, saturation, etc. Now, if you want to find out what your audio devices are, like my microphone, for example, I just would dmesg and grep audio, and the return, if it's not busy, mine is right here, USB. I'm sorry, the microphone is right here, so it's UA audio 0, and that's what I'm using right here, USB audio device. Okay, and there's my results. You can run doas mixerctl, and I'm leaving out some stuff and going fast because I want to cover all this. There's a lot to cover here. So mixerctl will give you a printout of all your input and outputs and mixer devices. And if you want to change one of those, say, let's see, they used the master. That's right here. If you wanted to change the master output, in my case, it's 126, one side, left side, 126 on the right side of stereo. But if I wanted to change that, doas mixerctl outputs master equals, and you can do that with any of these. Equals, as long as this command is right, and then the equals either off or on, or in this case, a digital output. All right. Now, in my webcam, video C. Now, I'm not going to run this because it might mess with me for sure. If you'll run video -C, it'll show you all the controls. First of all, in the article, it said webcams usually have brightness, contrast, and other controls that can be altered with the video command. So if you run video -C, you're going to get what your default settings are. And in this example, this is what they have. If you wanted to change it, say you wanted to increase your contrast, or in my case, it looks like I want to lower it. Maybe even increase it, I don't know. I come up with a good idea. I'm going to go on another system, open up OBS Studio, and look at my video settings. And then I'm going to take those video settings and I'm going to apply them to FFmpeg and see if that works better for me, because I don't like that fuzziness. Anyway, this would be what you do. It's almost a duplicate of this. You just do as video, and then the contrast or whatever control you're trying to change equals, and then whatever you want to put it at. In here, video brightness 200. It was 128. They show you the example that you can change it to 200. Mine is set to 0 actually, and I don't think I need to brighten it. Here's my notes from going over FFmpeg when I was trying to figure it out. Also, you can actually, if I went ahead and opened up a video file or an audio file in particular and played it, I may be able to hear it, but the recorder is not going to pick it up. So I'd say, listen to that. That sounds good. And you wouldn't have a clue what I was listening to. So there is a way to use AUCAT and record your monitor or your system sounds as well as your audio. And I haven't even experimented with this, but I will. To update your firmware, you want to run doas fw_update. Now that's important because I didn't cover using Wi-Fi or configuring Wi-Fi. I installed OpenBSD with using an Ethernet, but I have a dongle plugged in, and I'm going to put the link in here. If you'll follow Mayo Linux's guide, I'll put that link in here, and if you follow his example exactly, it'll work. That's what worked for me. It worked for me the first time. All I did was watch his video, make a few notes. When I got OpenBSD installed, I did what he said do, and bingo, I had Wi-Fi. I rebooted and had Wi-Fi. Here's a command I've been just looking at. I'll find a loose command and I'll copy and paste it and try it for another look at it and see what it looks like. Most of the commands are very, very similar. Here's one if you wanted to record. Let's see, they're not using the video for Linux 2 here. This is strictly XL grab. Okay, so I did discover one little neat software, and FFmpeg will do the same thing. But this software is called Webcam, and it allows you to use your camera to make screenshots. And you have a lot of different options with resolution, banner, no banner, output scale, the size, a lot. I think you have more control using Webcam to take pictures, not videos, to take pictures. You'll notice these are all JPEGs or JPGs. But if you had a really good camera and you wanted to set it up, I think there was a way to make it just do like time lapse, take a picture every, I think whatever the option you wanted would take one every 30 seconds or every 10 minutes if you wanted it to. But I'm pretty sure, and I'll make sure this link gets in here. It's github.com FSPHIL FSFill FS Webcam. So, like I said, this is OpenBSD. We're fixing to come up, or they're fixing to release a new, fixing to have a system update. And I've been looking at that, my notes here, new notes. I've been looking at that and making my notes on how to do the upgrade. It's a little bit different than just like in Linux Mint. You want to do an upgrade, you just bring up your software manager and upgrade. That's all I had to do. But here you have to run some commands, and it gives you some update methods and this, that, and the other. And I've been preparing and looking at it. It tells you at the very beginning of this guide right here to read through there, make sure that you got some sort of understanding of it. And I did, and so I'm getting ready. There we go, get the whole thing. All right, well, this is Dennis. This is going to be a video. OpenBSD. You can do your video work right here in OpenBSD. You don't have to have Simple Screen Recorder, GUVC View, OpenBS or OBS Studio. You don't have to have those things. This is really old school right here, but it works well. It's dependable, and if I'm not mistaken, so far I've tried it in Slackware. It worked fine. I've tried it on FreeBSD, with the exception of the AUCAT on audio. That worked. All that worked except for the audio, which I had, and even here you could record Audacity. If I was to bring up Audacity, and I'm not going to do that because I'm recording with this microphone using FFplay, but I could hit record and it would record just fine. I contemplated doing that, but I didn't really see I'm going to have to open it up with Audacity anyway. Anyway, peace out, guys. Try OpenBSD. and get ready for the upgrade. Everybody's excited. Peace out. Bye.